Hey peeps, it's Jedd here from Disrupt Tutoring, and as always, such a pleasure to join you. Today we are going to deal with a quadratic function and hyperbola question, and this has been taken from the IEB's supplementary exam that they hosted last year, 2019. Right, so let's get straight into it. The graphs of a quadratic function, f of x, and g of x, which is a hyperbolic function, are sketched below. They've then said to us f of minus 1 is 0, f of 0 is 3, and the point 1, 2 lies on graph f. Determine the values of a, b, and c. So essentially they're asking us to determine the equation of the quadratic function. So let's start off by assessing what information they've given us. So the f of minus 1 equals 0. So that means that we've got the point minus 1, 0. We've also got the point 0, 3. And we've also got the point 1 and 2. So all of those points lie on this curve. So that's a lot of useful information. This point over here represents our y-intercept. So we can immediately state that c is equal to 3. Okay, because it's our y-intercept. So that's very useful. And let's write in that information. So we've got f of x equals ax squared plus bx. And then we've got plus c. I'm just going to rewrite that x because it did not look like an x. So we've got an x, and then we've got plus 3. Okay, so we've already got c, which is great. Right, let's move on to the next step then. What can we do? So we've got 2 points, and what we should try and do is use them, subs them in, and see what we're left with. And I've got a sneaky suspicion we're going to have to do a simultaneous solving. We're going to generate 2 different equations. So let's start with one of them. I'm going to do it over on the left-hand side here. So f of minus 1, right? So let's start there. So we're going to use this point first, and then I'm going to use this point, and I'm going to subs in some of the points. Right, so f of x is 0 when x is minus 1. So I'm going to say, right, a minus 1 squared plus b times minus 1 plus 3. Let's simplify that. So that's going to be squared. Minus 1 squared is going to be 1. So that's going to simply be a minus b plus 3. Okay, I'm going to solve for the a here because it's a little simpler to do. So I'm going to take the b across. That's going to be b minus 3 equals a. I'm going to call that equation 1. Right, then on the other hand, so now I've subs that point in. Now I'm going to subs the other point in. And let's see what I get. So that's going to be 2 is equal to, and that would then be a times 1 plus b times 1, and that's squared, apologies, plus c. All right, fantastic. That's some good work there. Let's simplify it. 2 is equal to a plus b plus c. We know c. Sorry, my mind is not working as quickly as I'd like it to. So we know that's plus 3, and we can add the plus 3 in the second step already. Now let's move that 3 across. So once we move that 3 across, what happens? So it's going to be 2 minus 3. That's going to give us minus 1. Let's move the b across. We'll have a minus b equals a. And we'll call that equation 2. Now we've got 2 equations, and we're able to solve for a and b simultaneously. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of room up at the top here, and I'm going to continue up there. I hope you don't mind. Right, so let's equate those 2 equations, because we've got a as the subject of the formula in both of them. So let's equate them. So it'll be b minus 3 equals, and then on the other side, we've got minus 1 minus b. So what's nice here is we've got one variable. We're going to take the b on the right-hand side across, and that's going to give us b plus b, which is going to give us 2b. We take that 3 across, so that's going to give us plus 3. So minus 1 plus 3 gives us 2, and b is equal to 1. Very nice. Now we can subs that back into either of our equations. I'm going to use this one because it's a little easier. So I'm going to subs in that value of b. So it's going to be 1 minus 3 equals a. And then 1 minus 3 is going to give us, so therefore, I'm going to write it over here. A is equal to 1 minus 3 gives us minus 2. Right, and that should give you all of the answers for this particular question. We've got the C over there, we've got the B and the A, and that means we have calculated all of them. What I would do just to finish off is to write out our f of x function, and I would put in the values we've just solved for. So minus 2, does minus 2 make sense? It means we've got a frowning or a sad parabola, which is true, we do have that. It's cutting the point plus 3, which is also good. And then we've got B is 1, so that would be the 1 over there, an invisible 1, and that would be the answer. So I would definitely represent the answer here, all right, but I would also make it very clear where you have identified A, B, and then obviously the C I did a little bit earlier, but you need to be very clear about showing that you worked those things out, specifically because the question asked you to do that. Very special thank you to our sponsor for making this video possible. Be sure to read all about them in the description below. Also, head over to our website for more of these epic tutorial videos. If you can't find the answer to your question, send us the question and we'll respond with a personalized video just for you. Until the next time, stay epic.